Next picture I take, I'm doing that. On the ground. Usually they're reach down for the phone and I'll just grab it. Look where we are now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the north side of the field. Leading out tonight are our South Summit senior football players, proudly carrying the American flag. This flag is more than stars and stripes. It is the story of who we are as a people. It represents courage, sacrifice, and freedom. Tonight, it flies in honor of the brave men and women who wear the uniform, our military, our police, our firefighters, our EMTs, and all other first responders who answer the call when duty demands. On behalf of South Summit High School and our entire community, we welcome and honor all of these heroes here tonight. To those who have served and to those who continue to serve, whether you are in the armed forces or right here in our valley as police officers, firefighters, and emergency responders, thank you. You are the reason that we live free, the reason that we live safe, and the reason that nights like tonight are possible. We now pause to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Fallen service members, police officers, firefighters, and EMTs who never came home from the call. We also pause in remembrance of September 11th, a day that forever changed our nation. On that morning, thousands of innocent lives were lost, and countless heroes rushed into danger to save others. The courage and sacrifice shown that day remind us of the strength, resilience, and unity of the American spirit. We ask you to please join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. At this time, we would like to welcome to the field the visiting San Juan Broncos. The Broncos are head coached by head coach Barkley Christensen. And now, please welcome to the field your South Summit Wildcats. All right. Please remove your hats and join us for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. We apologize for the technical difficulty on that sound.
Sound check for South Summit San Juan football. Sound check, South Summit San Juan football.
Check, mic 2. Check, mic 2.
Sound check for South Summit San Juan football. Sound check, South Summit San Juan football.
Check, mic 2, check, mic 2.
Tonight, our game is officiated by members of the Utah High School Football Association. Each official has been certified by the Utah High School Activities Association. We have referee Rhett Barney, head lineman Preston Thigeson, back judge Evan Thompson, umpire John Clark, line judge Braden Stevens. The captains for South Summit tonight. Traven Boger, Jack Johnson, Blake Osgoforth, and Theus Reed. For Broncos, it'll be number 5, number 12, number 2, and number 66, 56. Wildcats will receive the ball to start the game.
All right, welcome to South Summit High School. Cody Bowen, Rory Bowen, excited to bring you the marquee game of the week in 2A football. The number one the number one San Juan Broncos in town to take on our South Summit Wildcats. South Summit ranked number 5 in the RPI standings currently. San Juan number 1, and San Juan the multi-year state champions in a row. The team you always got to go through to win 2A football in recent years, and South Summit would love to get a big win here tonight against these San Juan Broncos. They played a tough preseason schedule. Their only loss coming to a tight, close loss against Beaver a couple of weeks ago. They've had some big wins against Grantsville and others. So we got a great game in store for you tonight. South Summit coming off a big win against Ben Lomond last week. South Summit comes in at 2-2, and South Summit is going to receive the kick. We're right just a little bit ahead of schedule, and right off the bat, South Summit's on the ground. That is Pulver, and he finds his way across the 30-yard line. Good return by Pulver, and that will give South Summit the ball to start on the north end of the field at the 34-yard line. Rory, ought to be a good game, and hopefully we have our A game in store tonight.
Yeah, this is obviously a pretty good preview of what could be a final year, end of year type of matchup, and it's pretty important, I think, for the psyche of the South Summit to get off to a good start.
Well, the key for South Summit has been always be able to manage the ball, limit turnovers, and when they can run the ball, they've been able to pass the ball as well. And right off the bat, they started up the middle. Pulver picks up about 3 yards on the play, and he'll get the ball out to the 36-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Cash Palmer there with the tackle for San Juan.
So 2nd and 8 for South Summit. 3 men wide to the left. Coming in motion is Jack Johnson. Now he sits on the right slot on the right side. Back to pass is Mayer. He's got Johnson out on the flat. Johnson with a good move outside. He's close to midfield. Beautiful pass by Mayer, and Johnson with the reception picks up about 12 yards on the play. They're close to midfield. 1st and 10, South Summit.
And positive yardage, that's going to be key also for the offense here. No negative plays. You don't want to get behind the sticks against this tough San Juan defense.
Now a 3-man stacked lookout on the outside. 1 man wide to the right. Fake handoff, and Mayer's going to take it up the middle. Not much room. He may pick up a yard. He's driven back by several San Juan defenders in the interior of that line, led by number 58, I believe, 56 or 58. One of them got, it's a big fellow right over
Wildcat.
Yeah, right over the football, and San Juan has a couple of big linemen, particularly the nose tackle on the right. And so it'll bring up 2nd and 9 for South Summit. Mayer, now he pitches out to Pulver. Pulver's trying to get to the corner, and he's drug out of bounds and continues it. And South Summit crowd wanting to get a late flag as he kind of pulled him down a couple yards out of bounds, but no flag on the play. Good yardage for South Summit.
Yep.
And he picks up about 6.
It was a good play there by Jagger. He had both guys there. Ian didn't quite hold him long enough to be for Pulver to get around him.
Good manageable 3rd and 3. Going in motion now is South Summit. Mayer's got room to run it if he wants, and now he's going to go up deep, and he's got he threw into double coverage. Had a chance to just run the football on the outside, but he saw a streaking Jack Johnson across the outside to the San Juan side of the football field, unable to get it. So now a big important decision here for Coach Thompson and the Wildcats, and looks like the punt team's going to come out on 4th and 4.
Yeah, and I think he just wanted to make a statement with that throw. But as you said, double coverage there, it would have been better off, I think, if he'd have just gone and picked up the first down and kept us on the field offensively.
So 4th and 4, this is a tough place to try to decide whether to punt or to go for it. And it looks like Neff is going to kick it. He gets a high end-over-end kick. It's going to land inside the 20. It takes a San Juan bounce and bounces ahead. 4 yards on the play, but it's inside the 20. So South Summit will pin the San Juan Broncos inside their own 20. They pick up a first down, unable to get the second one. It'll be San Juan football, and we will see the Broncos on the offensive side. They are led by sophomore quarterback Bo Yeomans. And he's had a great year thus far, over 900 yards passing, 9 touchdowns. And the leading running back for the Broncos is Jagger Nieves. And so we'll see a steady flow of him as he is close to 900 yards on the year as well from the running side of the ball. Now a little quick screen inside and good yardage. And he's still on his feet. He's crossed the 35 to the 36-yard line, finally drugged down by Blake Osgothorpe. But a good little outside screen picks up the first down, 1st and 10 Broncos.
And that's Mike and Keith on the reception for San Juan. Good pickup on the first play of the game for
a couple tackles. Now a little fake same play on the right side. And South Summit has a hard time containing him again. Not quite as many yards, but he makes it into the inside of the field off a good block on the outside. Taken down by number 33 of the Wildcats, Ammon Marchant, but picks up 8 yards on the play to bring up 2nd and 2.
And yeah, our outside backers are going to have to be a little more aware of that screen to the outside and flow to the outside.
Handoff up the middle and good yardage, and he has a chance on the outside. Somebody's going to have to cut him off. Blake's the only one. He's not going to get there. And Nieves is going to go untouched from 45 or 55 yards away. And that was a way too big of a hole for the Broncos to get through, and the Wildcats will surrender the first points of this quarter on an easy run as Nieves outruns the South Summit defense and goes on top 6-0 with 9:31 left in this quarter.
Looks like they're lined up to go for 2 here.
So Yeoman's in the shotgun, lining up to go for 2. He's going to get a little inside handoff, and he'll pick it up. Number 13, the ball carrier, that is Brig Palmer. And he picks up the 2-point conversion, so an impressive drive to start off this first quarter as the Broncos go out on the lead, 7-0, 9:31 left in quarter number 1. We'll take our first time out, and the Wildcats looking to respond on the offensive side when we return.
Back to receive for the Wildcats, Brody Larson and Bryce Pulver.
So South Summit will be looking to respond on an impressive 80-yard drive by the Broncos on their first possession, capped by a 55-yard run by Jagger Nieves. Short kick by the Broncos, and it's going to be picked up right at the 20-yard line by number 9. He's hit hard right at the 27-yard line. That's Andrew Harleen, who will pick up the ball on the fly, and it'll be South Summit football at the 27.
So the worst really start you could ask for if you're a South Summit fan, not getting any points and then giving up a touchdown on the first drive. So hopefully South Summit, and they've started a little bit slow here against Juab. First half, they were out a little slow. I think they were a little intimidated, and hopefully that's not the case here, and we'll hopefully can turn this around real quick.
A good drive right here would be helpful. As in motion goes Owen Mayer, and he gets the handoff. He's on the outside trying to find the corner, cuts it back, and he's going to pick up about 3 yards on the play and kind of cut it back into the pursuing defenders from the middle. Several San Juan Broncos there on the tackle. Good pickup for Mayer. He picks up 3, gets the ball out to the 30-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7, South Summit.
Yeah, try to get this defense going sideline to sideline, maybe wear them out a little bit. It's going to be tough going up the middle tonight.
All right, Mayer back to pass. He's got the outside hitter to Blake Osgothorpe. He's across the 35. He sheds a tackler, picks up another yard on the play. He's close to the first down marker. Looks like he's going to be just about a yard short. Maybe not, as the ball, as they're moving it to the center. Yeah, looks like they are going to give him the first down. Good job by Blake Osgothorpe on the outside. Nice shifty move to pick up the extra 2 yards. They move the chains on a great hitter by Mayer to Osgothorpe. Now, handoff up the middle to Larson. Larson's got good hard yardage, finishing across the 40. Ball's jerked out after the whistle had blown, but he picks up about 6-7 yards on the play. He's across the 40 to the 42-yard line, picks up about 6. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
And that's going to be huge. If South Summit can establish some sort of a run game up the middle, it can hold some of those linebackers and be able to throw over the top. And that's going to be huge. A great run there by Brody to start us off.
All right, 2nd down. Going in motion for South Summit. Carson Morris, now another handoff up the middle, and good yardage powering across the first down marker. That is Brody Larson again. May have found some back-to-back plays of substantial yardage. South Summit close to midfield. Pick up consecutive first downs, 1st and 10 Wildcats.
Again, yeah, those quick hitters right up the middle, that's going to be huge. Down the line, setting up this defense for something over the top.
And right into the teeth of that interior defensive line for San Juan. Good sign, a little outside screen of their own. It goes to Osgothorpe. Osgothorpe's going to pick up 4 or 5. Good job as Mayer has been working the right side of the field, hitting quick outs, 4 and 5 yarders. This time he's going to pick up 5 again on first down. And a good response here early in this second drive by the Wildcats as they are able to get 5, 6, 7, 8 yards a pop on these first few plays.
And he's been accurate on his throws tonight, and that's gonna help his confidence, I think, down the line, getting some of these easy throws to the outside.
Well, those corners are playing way off. They're almost 8, 9 yards off the ball, so lots of room on the outside. Handoff. Oh, looks like the
Low dead false start.
False start, so that's going to negate the second down, the first down play. So that'll bring it back to about the original first down marker on the South Summit side of the 50-yard line at the 49. So bring up 2nd and 10. Looked like on the play, Larson was going to have some yardage again. But a false start blew it dead. Wildcats will lose 5 yards.
Yeah, again, avoiding negative plays is going to be key against a tough defense like San Juan.
So Mayer, 2nd and a long 10. They moved it back just a hair. There's another outside hitter to Osgothorpe. Osgothorpe again gets the reception and a good pass from Mayer. Mayer throwing a sharp, crisp, tight spiral ball, and it's zipping right to these South Summit Wildcat receivers. He picks up about 8 yards on the play, and it's going to be 3rd and a long 2.
We'll take that every time. It looks like they're willing to give it.
Yeah, that plays there the whole game. So now Mayer's got a short yardage on 3rd down. Now he's going to go across. He's got a man across the middle. It's Jack Johnson. He cuts it back. He's got a chance. Makes one more move, and Johnson inside the 15 down to the 10-yard line. Great call by the Wildcats. There's lots of room on the little inside seam route to Johnson. Johnson picks up 35 yards on the play, and the Wildcats are quickly back on the line. 1st and 10. Nope, 1st and goal at the 10. Big play for the Wildcats on 3rd and 2. Now Mayer's going to roll right. He's got room to run it again. He's got a man. Touchdown, South Summit, Blake Osgothorpe. Beautiful drive by the Wildcats. You said it, Roy. Great answer and a efficiently run drive by the Wildcats, and they strike back, narrowing this margin 8-6. Let's see what South Summit does now on the extra point.
Yeah, you probably don't want to start chasing points yet tonight, but a great answer by the offense of the Wildcats. Just marched it down the field. 1 negative play on a penalty, and they looked efficient and was finding some gaps.
All right, kicks up by Neff, and it's good, and they trim the lead to 1 on an outstanding drive. And like we thought, the Wildcats in San Juan going toe-to-toe here tonight in Camas. Big 2A football game, and the Broncos lead by a point, 8-7, 7:22 left in quarter number 1. So with 7:22 left in quarter number 1, the South Summit Wildcats march down, 73-yard drive, capped off by a 10-yard pass from Mayer to Osgothorpe. Mayer looking incredibly sharp here in quarter number 1. Just one failed pass so far, and he's probably 6 for 7 with probably close to 60, 70 yards to start out this first quarter, and the Wildcats trail by a point as the Broncos get the 2-point conversion on their first drive on the score. Let's see if the defense now can respond after a great drive by the Wildcats. Neff's kick is high, end-over-end kick. taken at the 10, and a fake handoff. He's out to the outside. He's got a wall, and on a row, it's going to go a long ways. And see if somebody can slow him up. And finally, he's drugged down at the 28-yard line, but a fake reverse really set up San Juan with an outstanding wall on the outside. He gets all the way into South Summit territory, and not what you wanted to see right after an impressive offensive drive.
San Juan's been running that reverse
For decades.
probably since the inception of the program, and it is effective. If you aren't aware, you just have to read where the blockers are. They'll wall that off. You just have to get somebody up that tunnel.
Terrific field position now for the Broncos. 1st and 10. Now a little hitter over the top, and it's caught on inside the 10-yard line as it's laid up perfectly by Yeomans. And the receiver over there is...
I think that's number 9.
Number 9, that's a trip, I believe.
Nash Young.
Young.
Nash Young, yeah, that was a great pass. It was pretty good, well defended, just right over the top of the helmet. He was able to pull it down.
1st and goal, San Juan after one play. Now an outside run, and his corner's got up. He gets the corner, and he's going to get inside as a missed tackle on the outside. Unable to get him there is number 11, Will Neff. And just like that, the Broncos in 2 plays after a very long kick return, 2 plays on the offensive side, and not the defensive response South Summit needed, and the Broncos now go out on top 14-7. And South Summit's going to have to go blow for blow here on the offensive side as the Broncos really asserting themselves offensively. Now a fake handoff and into the end zone again. Quarterback Bo Yeomans gets the 2-point conversion, and the Broncos now back-to-back have touchdowns, back-to-back 2-point conversions, and the Broncos lead 16-7, 6:55 left in quarter number 1. All right, it'll be number 21 for the Broncos. Randall Black kicking off for San Juan. And Larson and Pulver back deep for the Wildcats. This kick's going to go to Pulver. He's going to take it at the 15-yard line. Nope, that's Larson. Nope, there's that Pulver.
Yep.
Pulver gets across the 30. And it'll be 1st and 10 for South Summit. And South Summit will now try to keep up. Down 9 points now with consecutive 2-point conversions. So the Wildcats, a lot of confidence they can build on from the last drive. And let's go back to those things that were working. Those are some good calls called by that offensive coaching staff for South Summit. And hopefully that defense can regroup here while they're getting ready to support this offense. 6:48 left. 16-7, San Juan lead. Trips to the left. Now in motion comes Jack Johnson. He'll reset on the right side. Mayer gets the snap. There's an outside. He's going to go up over the top into double coverage again. That one sailed out. Nothing there as number 25.
Andrew Nielsen. Yep, Andrew Nielsen. It looked like.
Our program's a little muddy on the Broncos side, so bear with us with the names. We're doing the best we can. It looks.
And there, I think San Juan's well aware of all the over-the-top passes Blake's had on the season. He's had quite a few.
They've been double covered often, haven't they?
They've got that safety coming over top. And
so Morris now will reset left side, 3 men wide to the left. Pulver in the backfield. Now in motion comes Johnson. Snap to Mayer. Outside to Johnson, thrown away, and probably a wise decision is coming up hard was the San Juan defender.
Yep, Andrew Nielsen again coming up hard. As you said, he wouldn't have got anything had he caught that ball.
So 2 consecutive incomplete passes going to bring up 3rd and long for South Summit. Needing a big play with this potent San Juan offense, not wanting to give it out back on a 3 and out. Mayer back to pass. He's got good time, and it's across the middle, and it's
picked off.
Picked off. And it's going to be San Juan football at the 46-yard line. There are worse interceptions, especially on 3rd and 10, as that's going to be somewhat like a punt, but certainly would have liked to pick the first down up, but it was about a 30-yard pass, so it will be 1st and 10 for the Broncos at the 46-yard line, but really not a receiver in the vicinity that pass was intended to, and it tips off the safety, goes to the corner. Interception for the Broncos and turnover on the Wildcat offense. So the Bronco offense back out on the field, and Yeoman, little quick hitter to the outside, that right screen is there again, and it's big yardage again, and it's cut back, and he's into midfield, cuts it back again, he's across the 20, and finally drugged down to the 15-yard line. That play has been effective now 3-4 times in a row, and it is inside the 20 into the red zone. 1st and 10, Broncos.
Jackson Coleman chasing him down to save the touchdown.
Tell you what, that play has been real effective. Pitch outside to number 2, Nieves. He's got room again, and this offense for San Juan is doing about whatever they want. 2 plays in, and they're inside the 5-yard line, ready to put up their 3rd touchdown. It's going to be 1st and goal inside the 5.
Yeah, Coach Thompson trying to slow him down with the timeout here, see if he can regroup. As you said, San Juan's just looked unstoppable offensively. They do a really good job on the outside, getting out on those screen blocks, and their receivers and running backs, they're all going out there and getting a helmet on a helmet and really creating a lot of lanes for the receivers to get downfield.
And Yeoman has lots of weapons he's gone to so far, running and catching the ball. And they're athletic receivers and runners. And they're finding a lot of open green field. And it's putting the defense of South Summit on their heels. And they're going to have to come up with a stop here. They're going to find themselves down big and early here in quarter number 1, not even halfway through quarter number 1. 6:05 left in the quarter. 3rd possession for the Broncos, and they're knocking on the door again. Yeoman's going to go to his left. Pitch to his left. Nieves is almost in, and he is in. Touchdown. Broncos again, and the Broncos 3 consecutive quick, impressive drives, and they're in the end zone one more time, and it doesn't look like Broncos worry about kicking extra points. They just go right into their 2-point conversion formations, and they're ready to go again, trying to put up now 24 in this opening half, and it'll basically constitute another touchdown if they can convert. And Yeoman's trying to get in, and he does. 3 consecutive touchdowns and 2-point conversions, and just like that, the Broncos are all over South Summit in this first quarter. Broncos 24, South Summit 7. All right, 6 minutes left in quarter number 1. San Juan offense has been impressive. 3 consecutive drives, 3 consecutive 2-point conversions, 24 points on the board for the Broncos. And another kickoff. This one way short. It's going to be taken at the 35. And a good job getting it upfield quickly by South Summit. That is number 9.
It's Nash Harleen again.
Harleen again. Do they have Andrew Harleen anymore?
It's Andrew Nash.
Oh, that's his dad's name, I think. Yeah, I need to switch that before I keep calling him Andrew.
Nash Harleen Jr. the third right there.
Nash Harleen.
Yeah, South Summit really's got to find some answers defensively. I don't think we've had one stop on the defensive side of the ball. It's going to be tough to get in a track meet with this offense so far.
Especially spotting them now. 17-point lead. Handoff up the middle. Larson again effective on the dive play right over the center. He picks up about 4 yards, close to the 45-yard line. And that's up 2nd and 6.
That's kind of the difference between this drive and the drive that we scored on. That we definitely used the run a lot more. That last one was 3 incomplete passes and an interception. And they're going to have to rely, it looks like, on this run to try to slow down. One of the best ways to stop that San Juan offense is to stay on the field offensively for South Summit.
There's a call out right at the first down marker. Good pass by Mayer, and the receiver for South Summit, number 16, Gabe Wilson.
Pick up the first down.
Good play by Mayer. I'll tell you one thing positively, offensively, among a couple, is the offensive line has provided great protection for Mayer. I don't really remember any kind of pressure thus far. He's been able to stay for the most part right in that pocket, look over his reads, and he found a good one in Gage. And a little fake handoff, a little swing pass out to the outside, and no room for Jack Johnson as he's hit immediately. Ball a little bit behind him, had to turn back to his left, unable to get his balance. He'll lose a yard on the play to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was the tight end, Carson Morris, with the catch. He was a little behind him. He wasn't able to get it controlled and get upfield before he was tackled. Carson Morris, coming off an injury here. He separated his shoulder a few weeks ago. He's back. The other tight end, Riker Bowen, on the sideline with the dislocated shoulder.
So back to pass, Mayer. Mayer, good out route. Beautiful catch by Jack Johnson. An outstanding pass on about a 15-yard out. And Mayer lays it up perfectly between two defenders. Johnson goes up high with both hands, brings in a bit of a tough catch, but an outstanding conversion by the Wildcats. They're in the San Juan side of the field, 1st and 10, Wildcats. All at the 41-yard line. Handoff up the middle. That's Brody Larson lowering his head and powering in for 6-7 yards. Good job by Larson. Larson has run downhill in this first quarter and have been a good spark for the South Summit offense. And again, positive yardage on first down for South Summit.
The lineman right there really picked up the yardage. He just stayed behind 57, 58, Andrushenko and Smith. And they did a great job of getting downfield.
Mayer trying to go up over the top. He's got single coverage to Osgothorpe. Just outthrew him by about 2 yards. But that's one of the first times that Osgothorpe has had single coverage on the outside. Mayer overthrows it a bit, but Osgothorpe had a step or two on him. It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, pretty good coverage. There wasn't a lot of room. He did have a little bit of room there. It would have had to been a pretty perfect pass to drop that into the bucket for Osgothorpe to be able to catch that.
So big play here on 3rd down. It's got to be 4-down territory if South Summit doesn't lose a lot of yardage here and doesn't pick up much. Down 3 scores. And it'll be Mayer. Little quick screen to the outside. Osgothorpe juggled it just a second, which gave enough room for number 14 to come back and make the tackle. He may have picked up a yard, but it's going to bring up 4th and 6.
And the timing was just a little bit off on there. Didn't have enough time for that lineman to go out there and make that block, or he'd have been able to pick up the first down.
So a huge 4th down play in quarter number 1. Can't really say massively huge plays in a first quarter, but this is one. Down 17. Got to keep moving the ball on this 4th down play. Mayer's going to roll his left, and there's a flag down. That's got to be motion. Mayer's in trouble. He heaves it up, and is it caught?
Nope, it looks like
it's
incomplete.
Came down with it, but it's going to be incomplete unless a defensive lineman may have jumped. That's going to be San Juan football. Let's see what the call is. It came from the far side line judge, and false start on South Summit. That will be declined unless they called it dead, did they?
No, that was the legal procedure, so must have been lined up incorrectly, legal procedure some way, so not able to convert, and San Juan back with the ball. Hope South Summit can figure out how to plug some of these holes, because as we said, they've not had a negative play here yet tonight. They've done just about anything they wanted to. We'll see if Coach Thompson can make some adjustments, get this defense fired up. As you said, they've kind of been on their heels all night long. See if we can get them to play forward, go make a play tonight.
Hasn't been a lot of cause out there for much excitement either for this defense. They got to find somebody who can light up a play and start getting this defense engaged. Handoff up the middle and 4 or 5 hard yards. Not much, but still good yardage on first down. Inside, that's number 33 and number
Andrushenko
and 10
in there. Bryce Pulver.
Yep. So he picks up about 4 yards on the play. 2nd and 6. Now, another handoff. Nope. Yep, handoff up the middle. This time he's drugged down. Good job by number 58. That's Andrushenko on the play. He picks up maybe a yard on the play. So really the first third down that San Juan has faced. So good job by the interior defense of South Summit. 2 runs, holds them to about 6.5 yards. Big third down play for the Broncos. And an inside hitter again. Good yardage across the first down into South Summit territory. That's number 24, the ball carrier, Jace. What does that last name say?
Zone, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to see, but
number 24 for you San Juan people watching, you know who he is. He had a great run, 1st and 10 for the Broncos. All right, snap to Yeomans, handoff, patiently trying to get through, and a flag's going to come in. That may be a break for the Wildcats. Got to be probably a holding in the inside. It'll maybe put some negative yardage on the down marker for the Broncos.
yeah, those linemen are doing a good job of pulling and creating holes for the running backs. This time they probably just got outside the shoulder pads and got caught with the hold, so that'll help.
That will definitely help. That'll move the ball back 10 yards. It's going to be 1st and 20. I want to shout out to Coach Matt Mapstone signaling in. He's watching from Detroit, cheering loud. Coach, better cheer louder. We need some help out here. We need a big play here on first down. 1st and 20 for the Broncos. Might be the break we need. Let's see if we can't get a good defensive hold here on first.
Keep a little pressure on this offense.
And there's that outside. Oh, almost picked. Then it goes in. It's taken back. Ball's on the ground. Oh, all kinds of stuff going on. Oh, I thought he fumbled that. The guy almost overran
And read that like a book, and he over pursued. He had to try to get behind to make that. He was halfway to the end zone before the ball got there.
It bounces into the hands, and then they lose more yardage. So still a good play on defense for South Summit. Now rolling left, under pressure. He throws it back wide open. And that one's going to go the distance on pressure as San Juan will walk into the end zone on a broken play. South Summit had him under pressure, and somehow the defensive coverage in the backfield lost a man on the outside, and Yeoman's able to get the arm strength to get it out to him on the outside, falling back under the pressure of South Summit, and he has no one on the outside, and that one's a backbreaker for the South Summit defense.
That was Nieves coming out of the backfield, rolling all the way to the opposite side of the field, and just wasn't accounted for by a linebacker. Nobody picked him up. He was wide open.
I'm sure they were looking at maybe they were going to get to him. Now another 2-point conversion across, and the San Juan offense pulls out some magic on 2nd and 20, and they go 60-plus yards on a touchdown pass to Nieves. And it's getting ugly here in quarter number 1 as the Broncos moving up and down the field. 32 points now, leading by 25. 134 in quarter number 1. Well, that's a tough one for South Summit defense as they had the pressure right on Yeomans, and give Yeomans credit. He's fallen to his back and is able to get the ball off to Nieves for 65 yards, and it's a quiet crowd for South Summit as they're down 25, and the Broncos now have kicked off again. South Summit trying to bring it into the 30-yard line, and that Pulver with a good run back for South Summit, and it'll be Wildcats one more time trying to establish that momentum they had on an outstanding second drive in this quarter. But tough breaks have failed to convert some points on the remaining drives, and the defense unable to keep up with the Broncos, and the Broncos outstanding scoring first quarter, 32 points here in quarter number 1.
They've been on a tear the last 2 games. They scored 46 against Kanab and 50 against Summit Academy. They're looking to outpace those 2 scores tonight. 32 already in the first quarter.
All right, handoff to Pulver. Pulver, 3-4. San Juan Broncos drive him back. Met right at the line of scrimmage. And Pulver nowhere to go on first down. They'll bring up 2nd and about 10.5.
Yeah, everybody just flowing to the ball. There were, like you said, 5 or 6 San Juan defenders around the ball there. And they lost a yard on the play.
Clock at 1 minute here in quarter number 1. South Summit at the 29-yard line. In motion goes Morris. Hand off to Pulver. Pulver cuts it back, and good run by Pulver.
Almost broke that out. Number 33 holding on for dear life, barely being able to pull him down. That's Max. Can't get the last name, but that was Max 33 that barely hang on to keep Pulver from picking up enough for the first.
Pulver picks up about 9 on second down, third and a long 2 for the Wildcats. 27 seconds and counting here in quarter number 1. Burton on first down, trying to go over the top. They got Thorpe on the run. He's got one man to beat, and he's drugged down by the arm. Outstanding throw by Mayer. And how about the call on third down and 2? They go over the top to Osgothorpe. Picks up big yardage, and he's down to the 15-yard line. Great throw by Mayer. Good route and good catch by Osgothorpe, and good protection up front for the South Summit offensive line. And just what South Summit needed. 13 seconds and counting inside the 20-yard line. First and 10.
Perfect pass there, just right where it had to be, and great job there pulling it in, nearly scoring. And there's a
miscommunication.
Yep, it looked like he thought he was going to continue to the end zone, and he cut it short. So 1 second left here in the first.
Pass falls incomplete. It'll stop that clock. Give South Summit one more play in quarter number 1. Second and 10. Ball's at the 15. Can pick up a first down at the 5-yard line of the Broncos. So good place for a first down marker to be. And now big second down play for South Summit. Might be a chance to try to get Pulver to get a little bit closer on that. And there it is. And had a hole for a minute. Pulver still working hard. Good job by Bryce Pulver.
Just keeping those feet moving right there. Bouncing off a couple of tackles to get some yardage that didn't look like there was going to be much.
Turned about a 1-yard run into a 5-yard run. So good job by Pulver. It'll be 3rd and 5 when we return. South Summit trailing by 25 as we'll switch ends of the field. Broncos 32, South Summit 7.
Just a reminder that concessions are available in the south end of the stadium.
All right, we're ready to start quarter number 2. Facing the north end zone now. See if that's the change in luck we need. 3rd and 5 for South Summit. A long 5. Got to get to the 5 just outside the 10-yard line. And it looks like South Summit had a miscommunication in personnel. And you're going to have to call a timeout to start quarter number 2. Not what South Summit wanted there on the first play, but no harm done. It's still a timeout to work with in this first quarter.
Important. It's pretty important right here.
Yeah, you don't want to mess this one up.
Put some points on the board with the being inside the red zone here. We need to try to stay within reach. And
well, if you'll recall 2 weeks ago, we were down 29-7 at halftime against Juab and made a heck of a run in that second half and had a chance to tie that one up. Lost by a touchdown, but this San Juan offense has proven to be very effective, and the defense is going to have to find some changes or they're going to have a hard time getting any stops. So I'm sure the coaching staff will do a good job at getting some adjustments done. They always do as the game progresses. Great coaching staff out there for South Summit. They'll find some ways, hopefully, to slow down this Bronco offense, but the offense of South Summit needing an important conversion on third down. Need to get the ball to the 5-yard line. It's outside the 10. Handoff right up the middle. Fighting for extra yardage. He's close to the first down. I think he got it. What a good power run by the interior of that offensive line. And Pulver, I believe, gets the first down. Or was it Larson?
Looks like it's going to be marked short.
Oh, it was
Short, but a great job. Like you said, those linemen, he just followed them.
fourth down. No! Fourth down and a half a yard. They try to put the ball up in the air, and it falls incomplete. And the Wildcat offense unable to convert on fourth down.
Yeah, I'm not sure. A little bit of miscommunication. He was looking for somebody in the flats, and there was nobody home out there to throw to. And unfortunately, turned it over on downs. Yeah, I thought maybe they'd go right back to that same play just to pick up the first down, but they were trying to catch the defense, stacking the box, and I think they would have had room out there. They just didn't have a receiver en route for him to throw to.
So tough break for South Summit as they turn the ball on downs on fourth down, deep in San Juan territory, and the Broncos will have their longest march so far, and a handoff up the middle. And a good run by Nieves. He's going to pick up 5-6 yards, gets the ball across the 15-yard line to the 16. Picks up 5 yards on the play, 2nd and 5.
And that's got to be fixed right there. When you're picking up 5 and 6 yards, every handoff, puts you in a tough spot.
All right.
So linebackers, I think, have got to make an adjustment here to try to slow down Nieves. It looked like they were switching footballs, had the wrong football out there. I think they should make him start over.
So 2nd and 5. 2 men wide to the right. 2 men in the backfield. Kind of a power formation to the right. With the slot back, that's number 9. Right behind the right tackle. Not sure what the holdup is out there.
Checking on the clock, trying to make sure they got the right time.
All right, there they wind it. 2nd down and 5. And now, pass up the middle, and he's got good yardage. He's alone in the middle across the 40, still on his feet, and drugged down finally at the 44-yard line, but a little quick in route. And Yeomans hits him right on stride. I believe that's number 13, the receiver.
Brig Palmer, and again, that setup, our linebackers are looking in the backfield, and they're able to sneak somebody behind them.
Now 4 men wide to the right. Got to be looking at that wide receiver screen right here. As South Summit adjusts, there it is. And number 2's got it with blockers out in front. He picks up good yardage across midfield. He's going to get about 7 yards on the play. And it's going to be San Juan into the South Summit side of the field with about a 2nd and 3 to go. Now 3 men wide to the left. Now 4 men wide to the left. They've done this before where they go back to the exact same play, and South Summit is way undermanned on that left side. Still undermanned, 3 to 4. Let's see if they go up. Now they're trying to isolate and going up deep over the top, and great coverage this time by number 12, Jack Johnson, trying to isolate number 5 on the play, Trip Palmer. And Johnson was right up there, ready for the challenge.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to put a DB in. He was on an island and was up to the task.
Great job by Jack Johnson, step for step, right in his face mask. So 3rd down and 3, and a handoff to the outside. He finds the corner, cuts it back, still on his feet. He's going to pick up the first down. Ball's out close to the 42-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Broncos.
So keeping the drive alive with another great run by Jagger Nieves. He's been tough to take for the Wildcats.
All right, now a little inside screen again. There's a good take or good hit. Unable to bring him down. Slows him down a bit. Only about a 3-yard, 4-yard run on the play after the catch.
That was Brody Larson, it looks like, that was in the backfield. Made the initial hit, just wasn't able to wrap up and take him down.
About 3 yards on the play to bring up 2nd and 7. 10 minutes here in quarter number 2 left. San Juan. Inside the 40-yard line. Fake. Now they're trying to get a double move, and he's got it. and he's going to find his way in as Blake Osgothorpe came up on the fake. Going up over the top is Palmer, and Palmer Big, I believe, or Big Palmer. Big Palmer, and a great catch. And San Juan just keeps pouring it on as the Broncos convert for a 40-yard pass on the outside on a double move, and Palmer catches a big pass on the outside, and they now kick the lead up to 38-7.
Blake had a little bit of a chance. It looked like he was trying to undercut that, make a play on the ball, just was there a half a second late.
So, going for two again, and across the middle they convert again. How about that? 5 times they have gotten a touchdown, and 5 times they have converted. 10 points on extra points here in quarter numbers 1 and 2, and it's a 40-7 lead. 9:47 left, and a lot of work for South Summit here in quarter number 2. So 9:47 left. 5 drives for San Juan, 5 touchdowns, 5 2-point extra points, 40 points on the board here in 14 minutes of football. And kicking off for the 6th time, a high end-over-end kick, taking a 25-yard line. And he's trying to get outside. That's Will Neff, gets it out. Nope, that's number 44, not Will Neff. Sorry.
It's Theus Reed.
Theus Reed with the return, gets it out to the 30-yard line, and South Summit will get a go again here on the offense.
Yeah, and hopefully they can keep possession here. Slow down.
Yeah,
slow down San Juan.
7-minute drive. Methodical drive would be good, wouldn't it?
Because we are just
I'm trying to decide
find an answer.
I'm trying to decide how long each drive has been for San Juan. Probably not more than 2 or 3 minutes as they just find big plays eventually.
Just gashing us.
All right, now Mayer going to try a little trickery on the outside. Mayer throws a good ball, and they're going to get defensive pass interference as a little bit underthrown, and coming back for the ball on the outside is Blake Osgothorpe, and he runs up into the defender, and it'll be a 15-yard defensive pass interference play or call on San Juan. So good job trying to mix it up for the South Summit offense. Mayer's got an outstanding arm, has played some quarterback himself, great baseball pitcher as well. Threw a good ball out, and it'll be a defensive pass interference, I believe. Oh, nope. Offsetting.
Legal man downfield.
Oh, killer, because they had defensive pass interference there. I didn't see the first penalty, did you?
Didn't see that either. So lineman downfield, sneaking downfield a little bit.
Okay, well, it'll bring up first down as the positive thing. They get to play first down over. They lose the 15 yards on the defensive pass interference. And so it's going to be 1st and 10 again for the Wildcats. Trips to the right. And fake handoff. Mayer goes up the middle, and Mayer picks up good yardage on first down, picks up about 4. Gets the ball out close to the 35-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 6.
A good positive play there. A nice read by Ian. Reading that and pulling that and picking up enough, or picking up a few yards on first down. And that's going to be key. Again, I think that's the way that we've been able to get up the field, really, is setting up that run.
All right, 9:08 left. In motion goes Morris. Hands off up the middle. Good move by Brody Larson. He's still on his feet. And good yardage. Yeah, he was slung down from behind, but picks up positive yardage. About 12 yards on the play. He picks up the first down. Ball's out now to the 49-yard line. 1st and 10, South Summit.
Trip Palmer with the tackle, with the slingshot of a tackle here. Got a hold of a jersey. Swung him around. He would have gone even further on the run.
there have been times South Summit has looked good offensively and gotten good chunks of yardage, just unable to sustain the drive into the end zone, except for that great drive on their second possession. Now Mayor's going to fake it. He's got yardage up the middle, and he's going to pick up about half the yards he needs on first down, picks up 5. Good yardage again. Bring up 2nd and 5.
Tackled there by Trey. Looks like Trey Bass was the tackler for San Juan, interior lineman. And now we're discussing something.
So South Summit has the ball into San Juan territory. Looks like there's some kind of delay. We have an official
Running off the field. Not sure what they're doing.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay.
Yeah. You don't see that too
Yeah,
often.
that got to be something going on there, and hopefully he'll be all right. Let's see if they're going to go with the 4-man crew here, or
That's what
they're going to wait for him.
my guess. And it looks like, they're making the adjustment, shifting one over to this side of the field.
So from a 5-man crew to a 4-man crew. So they'll take the very back judge out. So 2nd and 5. And it'll be Mayer now with Johnson going in motion. And Mayer back to pass. Outside, ball's up in the air. Fortunately, that bounced out of bounds as the intended receiver was number 1, Owen Mayer. Looks like it slips through his hands. It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, those are scary when they bounce off the helmet and go in the air. And it was a good delivered ball just right through the hands of Owen.
5 men wide to the right. Now outside. Pass to, is that Johnson?
I think that's Brody Larson out of the backfield. Nope,
that was Johnson. So Jack unable to pick up many yards on that 3rd down play. And it's now a 4th down and 5 into San Juan territory. And I'm not sure it does you any good to punt right here. And it looks like they concur out there.
Going to call their best play here. Got to pick up a 1st down.
Scary thought when we start getting pretty desperate right here in the 2nd, and now he's under pressure and he's going to go down. And South Summit just can't keep the ball on the offensive possession and unable to get it. You can see the dejection by the South Summit. It's too bad as they are struggling here offensively, and the San Juan defense comes up with a big stop on 4th down, and they'll go back onto the offensive side. So South Summit gets some excitement at times, gets some big plays, just unable to sustain it for consecutive 1st downs, and unfortunately the San Juan offense is back on the field. 7:19 left here in quarter number 2. Kind of a tale of 2 different games, as the early game was all South Summit, I believe, 35-0, and this one flipped the other way as the Broncos pick up 8 yards on 1st down.
Counter there to Rick Palmer, picking up 8.
So to bring up 2nd and a short 2 inside the 40-yard line. Back to pass. Yeoman across the middle, and he had a man. A little too much heat on it outside of Palmer. And it'll bring up now 3rd and 2.
I'm trying to think if there was any more incomplete passes on the night for San Juan. That's a rarity so far tonight for the Broncos.
Now Andrushenko coming in for South Summit. Try to get a little more beef up front, 5-man front, and they're going to jump on 1st down, and that'll give San Juan a easy pickup on 3rd down as a couple of men come across for the Wildcats. And when it rains, it pours, and it's pouring here on South Summit defense right now, and that's a tough one.
Yeah, the linemen, they bring him in, eager to get a stop on 3rd and short, and just not watching the ball, not disciplined, and getting drawn off sides for the easy pickup on 3rd down.
So 1st and 10 for the Broncos inside the 34-yard line. Yeoman's back. He's got time. Looking on the outside. He's hit way up underneath, and no one able to get up to it. Blake Osgothorpe, the closest man there from his safety spot. Good pressure put on by the South Summit defense. One of the first times they've gotten to Yeoman's in the backfield.
That's 53, I think. Gage Prescott coming around from the outside. putting the pressure, and that's one of those opportunities that would have been nice if South Summit would have been able to find somebody close enough to that ball up in the air to get a pick.
So Owen Mayo will come back off. Andrushenko back in. 2nd and 10, Broncos. Rolling right, had the option to pitch, keeps it still on his feet. Yeomans gets it all the way inside, 25-yard line. Good keep by Yeomans, picks up 12 yards on the play. 1st and 10, San Juan.
They had some opportunities there. He's just strong and running through those arm tackles. You've got to square that quarterback up or he's going to pick up yardage.
6:35 and counting inside the red zone. 1st and 10, San Juan. Back to pass. Little quick hitter on the outside. That's Palmer. Palmer across the 15, driven out of bounds. Good tackle on the outside by Jack Johnson as Pulver came over to drive him out of bounds, but not after he picks up about 6 yards on the play. They'll bring up 2nd and 3. Long 4. Long 3, short 4.
So not coming off the gas pedal at all as going on. They're just looking to score again here before halftime.
Little pitch to the left. And a little cutback move by Nieves, and he's close to the first down marker. Neff finally gets him.
With a nice open field tackle, as you said. We had a guy right there, and he was able to get around that first tackler. But Will Neff coming up and making a nice play for a short gain.
So to bring up 3rd and a long 2. 5:58 left on the clock. See what South Summit can do here on defense. And they're going to get a stop. Great job by the South Summit defense. 3 men. Andrushenko looks like one of the first ones there. They're going to lose 2 to 3 yards on the play. And 4th down and 5. One of the best defensive plays there for South Summit thus far.
Yeah, one of the few negative plays. They'll have to do it again right here on 4th.
4th down. Going on the outside, and one open tackle. Can he make it? And unable to get it. He stays on his feet. Still on his feet, and he drives it into the end zone. And what a run by Nieves. And again, South Summit was there for a moment, but Nieves too elusive, and he powers his way through a couple of tackles. And San Juan scores on 4th and 4, and into the end zone again. 46 points here in quarter number 2. I don't think I've seen something like this up here in a long time, as that was a lot of points put on by the Broncos with 5:20 still left on the clock.
Yeah, they had 2 guys right there. He just ran through both of them and got into the end zone. They had him stop short, too. Couldn't come up with the tackle.
Going for 2 again. And now an easy pitch out to the outside, and a 6 for 6 on 2-point conversion, so it's all going San Juan's way, as they lead now 48-7 with 5:19 left here in quarter number 2. .519 left, quarter number 2. San Juan 48, South Summit 7. It'll be San Juan kicking off from the 40.
We've seen far too many of these kickoffs already tonight.
Is that Nieves that kicks 2?
I don't think so.
Is that a 2, or is there something on the end of it?
He's a
21. Okay, 21 the kicker.
Nieves.
All right, taking it to 15-yard line. And a good step back. Good job staying on his feet. I think that's Pulver. Still on his feet. Gets it across the 30-yard line. Good return by Blake Pulver and the Wildcats. With good field position. Here with 5:11 left in quarter number 2. And ball across the 31-yard line. So,
yeah, we need a sustained drive right here. Can't give the ball back. Hopefully we can run out this halftime clock. sustain a drive and see if we can go put some points on the board. As we said, that one drive, I mean, it looked like it was something we could do again, and we just haven't been able to find the answer offensively.
So Mayer, little handoff in the inside, and Mayer to.
I don't know if that was Brody or if that was.
It's hard. It's getting dark. Looks like it was Pulver. So not much yardage on the first down play. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. All right, Mayer. Back to pass, little screen pass set up. He's got a lot of room if he can get a block, and he does. He's on the outside, a lot of room. He's across midfield to the 40, cut it back, still on his feet, and a great outstanding run on the outside. Who is that?
That was Brody Larson.
All right, Larson, beautiful call by the South Summit staff and set up perfectly as there was really only one corner out there trying to stop 3-4 blockers out in front. And good yardage by South Summit. And they get it into San Juan territory at the 27-yard line. Great play for South Summit.
Biggest play of the night probably offensively for South Summit, and it was set up perfectly.
Yeah, had 2 really good pass plays. One to Osgothorpe on the outside. That screen play. Now Mayer back to pass. He's got a man open. There it is. Cuts it back close to the goal line. He's going to fall just short. The back-to-back. Great plays by the South Summit offense. Mayer with an outstanding pass. And
that was a wheel route from Brody Larson out of the backfield again, right up the sideline. That's tough to cover. But it takes a great pass, and that's what he delivered.
Executed well by South Summit, knocking on the door. Handoff, trying to get into the inside. He's close to the goal line. Looks like he's just going to be a yard short.
He reached out there, and that's, oh, man, you don't want him reaching out like that. But they are just trying to get Brody with the payoff and the touchdown, as he's had some great plays on this drive for South Summit.
So 2nd goal. Ball just outside the 1-yard line. See if they can't power one in right here. Direct snap. Is that Mayer?
But he's easy. Yep, that's Ian.
Ian takes it in. Touchdown. Yeah. South Summit. Great job, South Summit.
A little bit to build on here at the end of the first half. Great drive there. And several chunk plays from Brody Larson leading the way. Ian finishing off the drive, following those linemen right up the middle.
I tell you what, those 2 drives look pretty darn good, don't they? Really good drive right there by South Summit. Big chunks of yardage, good play calling, and good execution as Will Neff will try to kick the extra point. And that trims the lead to 48-13. And hopefully a kick right here. Gets a beautiful kick by Neff. And South Summit responds with a good drive, trying to keep themselves with some hope here early in this for a ball game. 4 minutes, just under 3:34 left in the second quarter. And the Wildcats get their first or second touchdown of the night on a great run by Ian Mayer, and it's 48-14 San Juan. .334, and a little onside kick. And is it going to get enough? Nope, it's not. Didn't quite get to 10 yards, so good effort by South Summit, trying to get the ball back quickly. Didn't quite get the roll they needed on the onside kick, so it'll be San Juan football inside the 50-yard line. And let's see if the defense really could use a turnover or something.
Coaches haven't packed it in right there. As you can tell, they're trying to do something to create some sort of buzz to follow up that great drive by the offense. Just not able to execute that onside kick.
So they'll march off a few yards on the ball that goes out of bounds before being touched. And that'll move the ball inside the 44 to the 43-yard line. 1st and 10 for San Juan. 3:34 left. Quarter number 2. Yeoman with a quick hitter across the middle. He's got a man. And a good catch across the 25-yard line. And that's a good pass by Yeoman. That's number 9 on the catch. I believe that is Young.
Nash Young again, yeah.
Young with the catch. And a good delivery by Yeoman.
That's what comes from having a great running back. You can just stick that ball in his belly and everybody freezes.
There's Nieves, and there's a flag comes flying in. Hopefully that one's going to come back as Nieves finds his way into the end zone. But that looks like a holding call from the, I don't know if we call him the umpire or the back judge. He's both right now. He threw it from his position in the back or in the secondary.
Yeah, block in the back.
Okay, block in the back. So good call for South Summit. They'll negate a nice run by Nieves, but that will take it back to around the 30-yard line probably, or a little more. And looks like they'll take it back to the 32-yard line. So to bring up 1st and about 18. Haven't been a lot of penalties in this game. Pretty clean played game. Outside throw by Yeomans, and a good tackle on the outside by Jack Johnson. Good coverage by Jack, and a good catch on the outside by number 5.
Yep, that's the Trip Palmer.
Trip Palmer and a Brig Palmer, both getting catches tonight. Picks up about 7 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 11. 2:42 and counting. And back to pass. Yeoman's going up high. He's got him in. Touchdown. San Juan as he broke free right up the hash. And Yeoman puts it right on the money. And good pass by Yeoman, and the Broncos respond quickly to the South Summit offensive TD, get one of their own, and they're across the 50-point mark here in quarter number 2, 54, and it's just standard procedure, going for 2 for the Broncos. And they're going to go up over the top, and they catch it again. Wow, they are just so good on those 2-point extra points, and a beautiful pass by Yeoman, only going up high where one man can get him, and it's a 8-point play again. 2 points on the extra point, a big pass from Yeoman, and the Broncos lead 56-14. .234 left. San Juan will be kicking off. Again, Pulver and Larson back for the South Summit return team. Kicking for the Broncos, Randall Black. And a big high kick this time, taking it to 15. Right up the middle, good run and good yardage for South Summit. So across the 35-yard line. And a nice return by Brody Larson. And it's going to be South Summit football in good field position, close to the 40-yard line with 2:29 left. See if they can't keep working on some things that have worked offensively. There certainly have been some positive things offensively for the Wildcats. Mayor's got to have well over 100 yards passing, probably close to 150. They've run the ball reasonably well at times. And a couple of good drives have put 2 good touchdowns on the board for South Summit.
Yeah, Ian's had a pretty good game.
Yeah, he has.
Made some good passes, hasn't made any big mistakes. Nothing's come off of turnovers.
Yeah, we haven't had any other than on downs, yeah.
So Ian's done a great job back there making good passes.
And he's had good time, moved the ball at times well. Problem is San Juan, man, they get the ball on the offensive side, and they have scored well. Good job by Mayer, improvising, getting out of the pocket, and he'll go down. Great job by Ian Mayer. Picks up 6 yards, 7 yards on the play, and that'll bring up a very manageable 2nd and 3.
And he seems a little reluctant to do that, to run the ball like that, but he did a good job. Pick up the yards, got down, avoided getting hit,
But you could see that pocket just opened way open to the left. A lot of room. He did a great job. Screen pass to the left side. This one's read well. And a great tackle on the outside. That's number 13, I believe. 33.
33 with the tackle. And
that's a great read by number 33. See if we can read his number on this program.
That's Max. Again, I can't read the last name, but Max. Like 33.
Stearns, maybe?
Or Steins. Or
something like that. Max with the great tackle.
Yeah, he was not fooled that time with the screen pass.
So it looks like South Summit will lose 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd and 8. All right, Mayer, back to pass. Good time across the middle. He's got a streak, and Blake Osgothorpe. Great job by Blake.
Another great pass by Ian Mayer.
Ian. My gosh, that looked good. And a great route by Blake as they cleared the middle out. Blake was full speed across on that backside post route. Mayer put it right on the money. And a beautiful pass by Mayer. About a 30-yard play, and South Summit back into San Juan territory. 1st and 10. 1:09 left in the quarter. Mayer back to pass again. He's got a man across the middle and just over the outside. That's number 1, Owen Mayer. He had a couple of guys open in the middle. And South Summit receivers doing a good job finding open areas. This time Mayer unable to get him, but
not a lot of separation. Good coverage there by Nash Young. And again, a good delivered ball. He didn't underthrow that. That could have been picked. So he put it up there where only his receiver could get it. We took a shot.
Tell you what, Mayer, he's put some zip on that ball too. Another good baseball brother players. Owen and Ian, good arms. Good receivers too. 2nd and 10. Back to pass is Ian. Ian, good time. He's got a man that overthrows him. And interception. We just talked about how he hadn't had any turnovers.
Yep, that one was just overthrown.
And that one fell just a little bit. And that will be the first turnover other than on downs for the Broncos. And they will pick up another first down with 53 seconds left. I would like to think that
you would hope that
they'll be content with 56, but they've been playing well. You got to give them credit. This offense. See a 42-point lead, and 3 men wide to the right. Let's see what they do here on first down. Nobody in the backfield, and Yeoman's a little quick one to the outside. And up the sideline, and he's got a chance to go all the way. Jack Johnson, the only man that's going to get there. And one play on a 2-yard pass to the outside, and he springs it all the way down the field. Good speed, and that's number 5, Palmer. And wow, how about that? And I don't think it's just a short little pass to the outside, and he was able to break it. And not much help over the top from South Summit. And let's see, about a 68-yard, 71-yard play. And just like that, the San Juan Broncos put up touchdown number 8. Nope, touchdown number 7. And going, here's an extra point. Haven't seen this. Let's see what the kicker hasn't had much work. Good kick by San Juan. And they convert on the extra point.
Nope, they're saying
he missed it. Must just barely missed the outside. It was a good-looking kick. But 41 seconds left, and the San Juan Broncos put up points again, and the score now 62-14. Okay, kickoff for San Juan, 41 seconds left. 62 for San Juan, South Summit 14. So 8 touchdowns by the Broncos. Their first failed extra point conversion, just sailed on the outside. And the kickoff goes deep, and Brody Larson picks it up at the 13. Brody now with a good run again. Across the 30, South Summit has done a good job nearly every return getting past the 30-yard line. So good run by Brody. 36 seconds left on this clock. And it'll be South Summit football. Ball sitting at the 32-yard line. Well, it's hard to believe this game at one time was just 8-7. And it's gotten away from South Summit quickly, as about a good offensive performance as you can basically do in a football game against what I consider a pretty good defense for South Summit as well. They played some good defensive football, but San Juan is calling all the right plays, and that looks like if they want can wind down this first half. 22 seconds left. And let's see if South Summit chooses to do one more play. It looks like they're wanting to. So with 14 seconds left, they're going to try to put one up. Little screen pass to the outside. Good cut back. And a good catch by Jack Johnson. And he's going to run it out of bounds. Great play for South Summit. Give him credit. Still working hard to get positive yardage for. So looks like we got a flag down there on the outside, though. It's probably going to possibly be a hold on that receiver trying to block downfield.
Yep, looks like they're marching us back.
All right, so still positive yardage on the play. After the run by Johnson, he's going to pick up still 7 yards after the penalty. So one more play for South Summit, 4.4 seconds left. So Mayer will hand off up the middle, good yardage. And Brody Larson again with a good run. Cutting it back, still on his feet, shifty, getting his way across the 40-yard line.
Ball did come out, and it looked like San Juan did come up with the recovery, but
good run by Larson. So that'll end this first half. One that South Summit will not want to remember, as it's been a tough one, but gives San Juan credit. Outstanding on a long trip from Blanding today. They played good football. South Summit will try to regroup at halftime, come out and establish some positive vibes here in the second half. Enjoy the South Summit dancing teams, and we'll be back with third quarter action in 15 minutes.
Please welcome to the field the South Summit Falcons, who are performing their palm routine directions, choreographed by coaches Paige Mitchell and Trinity Lindsay, also coached by Sydney Bird and Cherish McCormick.
Where are we going? South Summit.
Direction unclear.
Way to go, Fabines. Now please welcome to the field your South Summit High School cheerleaders, who are going to lead you in the school song. Way to go, cheerleaders. Your attention, please. If I could please get Brittany Dalton to the announcer stand. Brittany Dalton, please come to the announcer stand. to receive for the Broncos, number 84 and number 2.
Okay, we're ready for quarter number 3. South Summit with some work to do. San Juan leading 62-14, and it'll be Wildcats kicking off to the south end zone. I'm sure there'll be a lot of personnel changes here in the second half. It'll give a chance for some kids to get out here on Friday night and play some football. JV game earlier. It's not often we have a doubleheader on Friday. So a lot of football today. And this ball's going to sail out of bounds, so that'll put a flag out. And it'll be ball for the Broncos. What do they bring it out to, the 40 or 35?
35, I believe. Yeah, I tried to squib it, and it just
Didn't hit anybody, darn it.
took a hard left and out of bounds.
Okay, so let's see where they bring this out to. Bringing it to the 35-yard line, 1st and 10, San Juan. And it looks like we got a different backfield in for the Broncos.
Different receivers as well.
Let's see, who's the quarterback? Is it still Juan?
I can't see. It looks kind of like the same
He
guy.
still looks pretty tall. Let's see. Yep, that's still him. And there's a pass outside to number 5, Briggs.
Yep, he's still out there.
Let's see, which Briggs was that? That's Palmer.
It's Palmer.
So that's
That's the senior.
Yeah, Trip Palmer. Trip Palmer with the reception, about an 8-yard pickup, 9-yard pickup, ball out to the 44-yard line, 2nd and 1.
Yeah, that's the senior.
I was going to say, he's only a sophomore, this quarterback. At least that's what he's listed in the program, so he's young, and he's looking good. He doesn't play like a young player. He's played an outstanding first
Strong,
half.
big runner, big strong runner. He's been
How tall do we have him listed there? Do they have him listed? He's got to be 6'3", 2 or 3. Big athletic kid, handoff. Good running room. Into the middle. He's across midfield. He'll pick up the first down. And that is now over to the 47-yard line of South Summit. We got some new kids in on the tackle. See if Rory can't pick them out. Luckily, those white numbers are easy to see for us up here, or at least easier. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. See who we got next week. Is it Summit Academy here?
LCA will come here next week, and then we'll travel to Summit Academy the following week.
It looks like LCA is a good team this year.
They're playing Mountain View tonight.
They've had a couple of good wins against some good teams. So, 1st and 10, Broncos. And the snap, handoff, hit hard. That's number 44.
Theus Reed.
Theus.
Filled.
Wow, I like to see that. That's what you call filling a hole by a linebacker. 2-yard loss as he ran into the hole, met him 2 yards in the backfield, stood him up, squared him up, and great play by Theus Reed. Loses 2 yards on the play.
Quincy Singer with the carry for San Juan.
Wow, that's like textbook right there. Theus Reed looking good on that tackle. 2nd 12 for the Broncos. And Yeoman with the quick pass outside, and it's broken up.
He wasn't looking.
Yeah, hit him right in the chest.
He wasn't looking to block, and it hit him right in the helmet.
Yeah. Blake Osgood throw up the first man there for South Summit. And good coverage by the Wildcats. They bring up 3rd and 12. So let's see what the Broncos dial up. I was kind of confused with it has in the Deseret News, Leighton Christian listed as an independent in football. And they're not even listed in our region. Is that true or is that a mistake? I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I mean, they don't qualify to play in playoffs because of their status with some of the players they have on their team. So nice moves there by 24 coming around. So yeah, they play a 2A schedule, at least into the region. But yeah, they aren't
A 2A independent. That's interesting.
It is quite interesting, and they're playing a bigger school tonight. Yeah, Mountain View's a big school down in Orem.
All right.
It's just interesting that we're scheduled to play them, even though it doesn't really matter the outcome of that game.
So it'll be 4th down and 9 for the Broncos. We haven't seen the punter for the Broncos, and it doesn't look like we're going to see him here.
Not yet.
So Yeoman will stay on the field. Two men to the wide side and the short side. Yeoman across the middle and trying to sneak it in there. Great play by Pulver, getting his hand up into the passing lane. Turnover South Summit on downs, and the Wildcats will get the football. Good job by the defense. And I think that's the first stop of the night for the Wildcats. So great job to start this third quarter by the South Summit defense. And it'll be 1st and 10 for South Summit.
Yeah, San Juan went 8 for 8 in the first half. 8 possessions, 8 touchdowns, 7 2-point conversions, and 1 missed extra point to get 62 points on South Summit in the first half. And obviously they've got some different personnel in there. And South Summit, again, probably made some adjustments at halftime. Coaches obviously were trying to figure out what would work best here in the second half to try to make this a little more respectable.
So Johnson will come to the wide side. Now, Mayer's moving left. He's got a chance to pitch it. He keeps it. Good decision by Mayer. Picks up 5 yards on first down. And it'll be across midfield to the 49-yard line. Mayer coming up a little bit gimpy.
That's the last thing we need.
Yeah, we certainly don't need him in this ball game.
Ian to get hurt.
I know Arthur Nelson, the sophomore quarterback, was warming up at halftime. Yeah, that is definitely the last thing we want to see happen to Ian Mayer. He came up a little bit gimpy. Hand off to Pulver. Pulver, good yardage. Close to the first down marker. He's out to the 45-yard line. Going to be a couple of yards short. Bring up 3rd and about 3.
And that run has been more effective tonight than I think I've seen it all year. Just the up-the-gut run. They've been able to be.
I bet we have close to 80, 90, 100 yards on the ground. And we've got decent run, offensive stats. Just can't keep up is the problem.
Couldn't solve the problem that is San Juan offense.
All right, handoff. Close to the first down, still churning. He's across the 45. Let's see where they mark him.
They didn't get a very good spot.
Yeah, looks like he fell across further than that, so it's going to bring up 4th and 2. First down marker is at the 43-yard line, and it's a full 2 yards to get the first down. South Summit has gone for it on 4th down a couple of times, been unable to convert. Let's see if this is one they could convert right here. Mayer across the middle. Good job. That's Johnson with a great route and a beautiful pass by Mayer, and a late flag comes in.
That's got to be roughing the
passer. That's no one around. Roughing the passer. So they'll add 15 yards to the play. First down for South Summit and a good conversion on 4th down. Great job by the South Summit offense and a beautiful pass by Mayer and a great catch by Jack Johnson.
Jack, that's a difficult pass, knowing that
lots of traffic,
defenders in there and could get hit at any time. So a great reception and good yards after the catch for Jack. And then Ian got popped.
Yeah, and late.
Delivered that pass.
So Ian taking some shots on this drive and cutting it out. 1st and 10, South Summit. Good pass on the outside. Oh, did he lose it or did he come down with it?
He ended up with
he got it. And there's another penalty late. That one's going to be another 15-yarder. The question is on who?
Yep.
That was a late one.
Somebody was chattering.
Unsportsmanlike
against
San Juan. Okay, we'll take it. 15 more yards. It's probably going to be a half the distance because they're inside the 10, but a good pass. Who was the receiver over there? Did we see?
I couldn't tell who that was.
It was clear on the opposite dark side of the field over there, but it was a great pass by Mayer, and South Summit's on the move.
It might have been Blake probably on that side. He's lined up there typically on the left side of the offense.
All right, 4:51 on the clock. So it'll be 1st and goal for South Summit. Mayer trying to go outside. He's got a chance to get in there. Who is that? Beautiful pass by Mayer. And that is 82.
Morris
with the touchdown. Great job by Ian Mayer as he picks up a touchdown on the pass from Mayer to Morris. Morris gets the touchdown. I believe that's his first one of the year. He's been banged up, and so he gets a nice catch on the outside. Great drive by the Wildcats. And Neff in to kick for South Summit. 4:14 on the clock. A running clock here in this second half. So it's going to be quick, getting the plays in while they can, and the extra point is good. And the Wildcats march down the field and do a good job getting a stop on fourth down. And they put up their third score of the night. It's San Juan 62, South Summit 21. An impressive drive for South Summit at the end of this third quarter. They put the first points on the board in the second half. Third touchdown of the game. Neff trying to squib it off somebody, and it bounces all the way to the 15-yard line. And the Broncos will kneel it down just past the 20, and 2:28 left in this quarter. And it'll be the South Summit defense trying to get another stop. Back-to-back stops for South Summit would be fantastic right here. And let's see what South Summit does on D. It looks like most of the defensive starters are still in the ballgame for South Summit. So let's see if they can get some momentum built defensively. Broncos still going with their starting quarterback as well. Yeomans played a terrific game, still managing the offense. They're trying to protect him well, though, getting rid of it quickly. A lot of handoffs and a lot of quick passes. And there's another one. Handoff up the middle and no room on the outside, trying to get to the outside, unable to do it. He picks up no yardage on the play to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, good job there by our D tackles. Just not opening up any gaps for that running back to get through. Our linebackers are playing forward and making plays now.
Okay, so no yardage on the play. 2nd and long. 2 to the left, 2 backs on each side of Yeoman. And it looks like we have our right tackle, number 54, jumps, little eager. That's Ederaldi. So that'll set South Summit's defense back 5 yards. And it'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Broncos. So this clock, they may get one more playoff that'll end quarter number 3. So we mentioned next week at home against Summit Academy, and then on the road the following week at Layton Christian.
San Juan will go on to play at Delta next week and then at Manti the following week.
All right, good hard run up the middle for the Broncos. Going to pick up 3 or 4 yards on the play, breaking a couple of tackles. Finally brought down on the right side. Johnson was in there. Larson, Ederaldi helping out to bring him down. 3rd down and 3. And it looks like San Juan will allow that clock to run out. It's quarter number 3. We're 3 quarters the way in. A good quarter for the Wildcats as they outscore the Broncos 7-0 in quarter number 3. We'll be back with the last 12 minutes. Flip ends of the field. Ready to start quarter number 4 when we return. right, we're back. We're ready for quarter number 4. It's San Juan football. It's 3rd down and 4 to go. Broncos out on top with 12 minutes to play. I'm guessing they're going to have a long bus ride home. Probably wanting to get out of here as quick as they can. 6 hours, 350 miles to Blanding. It's a long trip and a good run, and he's out in front. Is that Yeoman or that Palmer?
That's Palmer again.
Palmer cuts it back, and he's going to make it all the way in. What a run by Palmer. Just on a little handoff off the left side, and he breaks a couple tackles and now runs the South Summit defense. And Palmer goes 60-plus yards on the run. And the Wildcats will give up their first touchdown of the second half on a terrific run by Palmer. Was that number 5, Palmer?
No, that was 13.
13, Palmer.
That's the younger of the 2 Palmers.
Big Palmer with a great run, the sophomore.
That tight end counter goes the distance.
So let's see what they choose to do on this play. They've gone for 7 2-point conversions and converted, had 1 extra point, 1-point kick, and missed it. They're going to try and give this kicker a little more room. Let's see what he can do. He had a nice-looking kick last time, just missed it off the outside crossbar, and we'll see what he gets here. And the kick is up, and is that one good? Yes, it is.
Yep.
So good kick for the Broncos. It is now 69-21 for San Juan. 10:39 remaining. And we'll be back as the Wildcats will take over again on offense. All right, we're ready for San Juan to kick off to South Summit. South Summit has done a good job turning kicks today, getting some good yardage. Good high end-over-end kick from San Juan, taken at the 12-yard line. He's across the 20, across the 25, got good yardage again, breaks a tackle. He's close out to midfield to the 44-yard line. Good job by the kick return team, providing a hole and good run. Was that Brody?
Nope, that was Bryce Pulver.
Oh, Bryce with the return. Okay.
And again, another South Summit player getting dragged down by his jersey. We got to tuck those in. Get those tight so they can't get a hold of them.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for South Summit. Let's see who we got at quarterback out here. It looks like, is it still Mayer?
Looks like Ian's back out.
Ian's back out trying to get some work. 9:56 and counting. See if they can't build a little more momentum again offensively. Been an even game in this second half. 7-7, screen play put on, pass to Larson. Larson gets the catch. He makes a move. He's to the outside. Good play by South Summit. And Larson will get into San Juan territory. Picks up about 16 yards on the play. And 1st down for South Summit on a good screen play set up by the South Summit offense.
Yeah, and he did a good job after making that catch. He did have a tackler right there that he had to make a move on. Wasn't set up quite as well as the first time they ran that play.
All right, Mayer back. He's got time. Wants to go deep. He's got a man. Oh, beautiful pass by Mayer. About 6 inches too long. Trying to find Blake Osgothorpe.
Yeah, that defender held him up just enough that he couldn't do it. That was a great pass. That's his only place you could put that. That was an awesome pass there by Ian Mayer. Looking for Blake down the sideline.
Okay. 2nd down for South Summit. Trying to get their 4th touchdown on the scoreboard tonight. And Mayer is back to pass. He's got time. Now he's flushed out a little bit, rolling to his left. And he's going to tuck it under, and he'll slide inbound just across the 40-yard line. He'll pick up 3 yards on the play. Good job by Ian picking up positive yardage on good coverage in the secondary by the Broncos. He gets just across the 40-yard line to bring up 3rd and 7.
And you can tell he's a baseball player.
Yeah, that's a good slide right there. That's a perfect slide.
Quarterbacks do not have the ability to slide like that.
That's a fantastic slide, and that prevents him from taking a couple more hits. Good pitch by Mayer, and Brody spinning around. Great move by Brody Larson. Good pitch by Mayer with the left hand. Drew the end in to get him, and he had room on the outside as Brody picks up about 4 yards on the play, and it's going to bring up 4th and a long 4. So, a little option work for the South Summit offense. See if they can't convert. On 4th down, into San Juan territory. In motion goes Morris. And handoff up the middle, fighting for extra yardage. And I don't think he's going to get it. Nope, he's going to be about 3 yards short. So, that will be a turnover on downs. It'll be San Juan football.
So, yeah, next week, Layton Christian will be here at home.
Oh, is it next week they're here?
Yep.
Oh, then I had it wrong. I thought it was San Summit Academy here.
Nope. Next week we'll be hosting Layton Christian, and then we will travel to Summit Academy the following week. Layton Christian playing Mountain View. Actually, according to Deseret News, they are currently leading that game over Mountain View. Layton Christian, another tough opponent, as they played Duchesne and beat Duchesne this year. The second week, I think, of the season. Second or third week, anyway. They did play against Duchesne and was able to come up with a victory over Duchesne. So another tough opponent coming into South Summit Wildcat Stadium next week.
So 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Taking a lot of time to get this first play off. And the snap. Handoff. Nothing up the right side. Good pressure and good pursuit by the South Summit defense as they hold no gain on the play. And that'll be 2nd and 10. It's like Boger in on the tackle. One of many there.
Yeah, and they'll start rotating some of the younger kids in there. Gage Wolstenheim checking in for the Wildcats. Cade Moon on the left side here for South Summit.
And Blake Osgothorpe looks like his night will be done. 2nd and 10. And a handoff on the right side. Good job meandering his way through the traffic. He's going to pick up 6 or 7 yards. And he'll be across the 40-yard line to the 41.
They do a good job of reading those blocks, those running backs, waiting for those blocks to get set up. Not getting ahead of him. He did a good job of reading that, picking up what he could after the initial contact.
So 3rd down and 4 for the Broncos. 5:55 left. Broncos.
They've got to be staying somewhere tonight, right? Or do they drive
I think
all
they
the
head
way
home. Let's see if they can leave out of here by 9:30. They'll be home by 3:30 maybe. That's if they don't stop much, but
that's what they're
not. Yeah, I was gonna say that's no surprise to San Juan.
Road Warriors for sure living down there.
Okay, and a good job by the defense again. Number 51, Barrett Schweitzer in on the tackle, getting some help from number 77.
He's not in there, but
not
that
there.
Braxton Clegg.
Okay, number 20 on the play as well, Cade Moon. So good job holding on 3rd down, 4th down and 5 for South Summit.
Yeah, as you said, this is looking kind of a rematch of the game earlier, the 3 o'clock game, the Frosh game. South Summit did come away victorious there. I think it was 32-0, I believe. So this is kind of a rematch of that earlier game today. Both teams subbing in the younger players.
4th and 5. The 40-yard line of San Juan. I think we got a new quarterback in, don't we?
Looks like, nope.
Still the same one.
Surprises me.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, this game's over. They're just taking to the delay of game.
Oh, good job by the defense. South Summit holding on.
Not jumping.
Trying to jump, so that will be a delay call on the Broncos, so that'll move it back 5 more, and my guess is we'll see their punter for the first time tonight.
Not unless the quarterback punts, because he's coming back out. Maybe
he'll quick kick
do
it.
the quick kick. The old Coach Walker quick kick.
Yeah, I always like that play. It's always a good one, especially when it's about 3rd and 15 and nobody's back, or 3rd and 30. All right, 4th and 10 in the shotgun. See if he's going to quick kick. See, you can boot it forever. Nobody's back. Let's see what he's got. There it is.
Good enough.
All right. Man, it's going to plow. About hit.
Hit Gage. Get away. Coaches, I'm sure, are yelling, poison,
Got to
poison.
find that thing.
Yeah, Gage about took it on the top of the helmet.
All right. 3:33 and counting. It'll be South Summit football. Probably got one more possession in them. Let's see if we get a look at Arthur Nelson probably on this possession.
Yeah,
And
the varsity team probably be done. Just lick their wounds and see if we can regroup for next week.
oh, looks like Blake's out there.
Yeah, Ian's out
Oh,
there.
he's
too.
out there one more time. All right. Quickly onto the ball.
Yeah, Owen out there as well. Pulver, it looks like the starting
Yeah, it looks like the starting offense
starting
still.
offense.
So, Mayer, pass outside, no good. And over the head of Owen Mayer. So, falls incomplete on 1st down. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Just under 3 minutes. See if South Summit can't put a drive together to have some positive vibes to finish this one out. It's been a 7-7 game in this second half. And let's see if Mayer with a good pass. Good job by Jack Johnson catching it across the middle.
Picking up the first down.
Yeah, it takes guts to come across like that. Knowing a safety sitting there waiting. And he spun out of the direct contact. Good pass by Mayer and a great catch by Jack Johnson. Good coverage up front. Great play again for South Summit on offense. Mayer delivering for the first down. And this time the snap rolls out to Ian, and Ian happened to jump on it. So that'll be a negative play of about 10 yards. Looks like maybe that snap looks like it may have hit something the way it came out. Maybe leg or his rear end or something.
Some other games going on in 2A tonight. Judge Memorial's beating Ben Lomond 9-0. As we said, Layton Christian is playing against Mountain View. South Sevier having a good year, up on American Leadership Academy, 27-3. We'll get you some other scores here after this play.
2nd and 10. And a handoff inside. Across the 31-yard line. Picks up 3 or 4 on the play. And it'll bring up 3rd and long. Clock down to 1:30.
20 Union over on top of Emory, 26-0. Providence Hall with the big lead, 51-0 over the Grand Red Devils. And then Summit Academy on top of Delta, 28-14 currently.
All right, 3rd and long for South Summit. They need about 15 yards to pick up the first down. Back to pass is Mayer, rolling to his right. Now steps and plants, now under pressure, and he's going to get drugged down from behind. Good pressure put on by San Juan, and good coverage downfield as Mayer couldn't find anybody open. Finally, that pocket collapsed, and Mayer had to try to run for cover. Couldn't get out of the traffic. He'll lose about 10 yards on the play, and it's going to be 4th and very
It
long.
looks like we're going to bring out the punt team. We really haven't brought out the punt team much.
I think Will's only kicked maybe one.
Yeah, we've kind of been in 4th down situation all night long, being down and then just being kind of in the field position that we were at. Never did make sense to punt it away, but here we're going to just punt it away, and they'll
Clock
probably
down to 20 seconds.
take a knee and call it a game.
Let's see how much time they can burn before they have to kick it.
They don't have anybody back to receive it.
10. Maybe this thing will just roll forever and end this thing, and I think that's what's going to happen.
Good punt.
Great punt by Will Neff, and that's how this one will end. So tough loss here tonight for the South Summit Wildcats as they lose to the San Juan Broncos, and San Juan certainly looks like the team to beat again as they have an outstanding performance on the road tonight at South Summit. So congrats to them on a terrific win and proving they are a great team again. So I'm sure if you want to win 2A football, you're going to have to run through San Juan at some point. We wish them a safe trip home and a long trip home and all their fans. And for all of us at South Summit, thank you for joining us tonight. For those of you who've watched wherever you're at, around the country or the world, thanks for supporting South Summit Athletics. Tough one for the Wildcats tonight as they lose one to San Juan. They'll move to 2-3 on the season, and next week we'll have the game here at home against Layton Christian at 7 o'clock Friday night. Join us then. Have a great week. For Rory Bowen and Cody Bowen, thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.